Basically, in terms of the interest that we've seen so far, it's from the government as well as the private sector in South Africa. And then we've also received some interest from the SADC region as well as the AU. The trend in Africa, which is unfortunately also a little bit of the trend in the world, is the rush that we have toward technological solution without having done the due diligence in knowing, is this technology the right one? So my greatest concern is really around that, and that translates into wastage. Well, not only for companies but as well as for the various states, and we really want to resolve that. It means to be able to look at any organization, it could be the state or a company, and to be able, through the maturity level, strategic maturity level consulting, be able to determine the level of maturity of the organization, and from there being able to make the right recommendation in terms of the technology. And if there's already technology that has been purchased, to see if it's still fit for purpose or what else can be purchased beside that, or even better, the training that can be provided, because you may find that the technology is there but there's not sufficient level of training that has been provided, which is what for Genie Institute also is going to offer in order to complement the value chain. The main risk that we are facing with cybersecurity is a lack of preparedness. And that lack of preparedness that we've got with cybersecurity in Africa shows through the level of cyber threats and what is affecting, for example, the PPP. I think in South Africa we had an event where about a month ago in one of the state organizations there was a cyber attack, and which means that they were not prepared. And such a thing could have been resolved with a proper consulting, and further to the consulting, the right technology would have been put in place, but it could have not been linked to the technology, and it could have also been resolved through human error mitigation through our training. So the major thing that we've got in Africa, it's firstly even the immaturity in terms of ourselves in understanding the risk that we are facing. So it's almost like, jumping off a plane without a parachute. So it's that lack of preparedness, so it can hit anyhow. We've got various risks that can also be brought by terrorist groups, where they basically penetrate all sorts of networks. We've got various risks also which are coming through blockchains and so on, where cyber criminals that are developing techniques where they can use all these various means. And with all these, they are able, for example, if you want to hijack a drone, change the information in a drone, and then fly that drones into an area which has not been allowed to, for example, like in an airport. So if you can imagine that a plane can be disturbed sometimes by a small bird, or depending on the size of the bird. Now you can imagine if a drone hit a plane, it can literally explode. So these are the type of risk that cyber risk is really presenting. They are very wide, very complex. However, the answer is very simple. A simple maturity level consulting will determine the right technology and the right training. The product and services that we've got, firstly, it's the maturity level strategic consulting. And the second one will be the training that we provide. And the third one will be, of course, the servicing of the technology. And the fourth one will be the technology. When we say technology, we're talking about being able to build a full-scale national cybersecurity center. Our unique selling point in CyberWatch Africa is really the possibility to bring state-of-the-art Finnish solution, which has made Finland the country with the lowest cybersecurity risk in the world, which is, of course, starting from the bespoke maturity level strategic consulting that we offer, and where we are able to look at any organization holistically and able to customize and provide specific tailored solution for the client. So that is really the greatest assets that we've got in CyberWatch Africa.